spend half my life giving away money on the platform of the people, and the other half waiting for Nez. Waiting for Nez. Oh man, score one for the advance weeks matter. Score one for the bye week bros. This contest was made for the triple condom median projection Nez takes.
That's what the people are saying. They're saying that this contest was tailor made toward my drafting style. And by the way, let the record show we have receipts in the comments. I'm waiting on you, dude. But that's just because I didn't get the memo that we were starting at 405. But that's all right. We need a little buffer. But man, this contest is going to fill in less than 24 hours, and like nobody's surprised, right?
I at this point, no. I mean, it's just wild. Even when you put that middle tier price point, 5K entries for $50, and it's like this middle tier price point. It's like, oh, that might price some people out. Nope. Everybody just finds the money and hops right in. It's crazy, man.
They've just in general, I've had so much success, in my opinion, with the mid stake stuff. And I guess the definition of success kind of varies. I guess if you want to consider success, like how fast have they filled Pitbull's Chow Chows? I mean, like, you'd have to set a base target, but obviously, like, they filled, so it's success. But as far as the feedback, in my opinion, I mean, I know from my standpoint, I love those contests, and I went for those contests, and that's kind of what I'm saving my bankroll for to the end of the season, just kind of waiting to see what we get before kickoff, like something like this Eliminator. Like, this is just so fun, so unique. And anytime that you draft differently and forcibly have to draft different than what you're used to drafting hundreds of times in best ball, it's a win. And so just shout out the people, man. They did it again. They did it again. They're hitting the dopamine receptors right on the head.
I saw a tweet earlier. Sam put one out there. I can't remember who else was tagged in it, so I don't want to like just single people out, but I know our boy Oaks was involved in this one. So I mean, just shout out, man.
Dag is Max, by the way.
There you go. There you go.
That was the first stream I've ever done, was with Dag is Max on his YouTube channel. There was like 5 people, and we were drafting the bunt in like 2022 or something like that. So shout out. He's been my guy. Yeah. So shout out him.
Yeah, and actually, I saw a tweet from him that he got a promotion today or yesterday too. So big shouts there.
Yeah, he deserves it. He's working hard.
Hey, you developed the Gladiator or the Gladiator. You developed the Eliminator in tandem with some others at the company, and you deserve that boost. You deserve that. So, absolutely. I mean, but just evergreen, man. We say this over and over again. Like the willingness to be creative, to be innovative with their draft style games, even if it potentially tarnishes their bottom line. You know, because like there's inherent risk in every single contest they put out that if it doesn't fill, they're on the hook for something, right? Exactly, and just, I mean, the people just respond and reward them by filling these over and over again because they're so good, right? Yeah. They're so smart, they're so innovative, they're so ahead of the curve, right? So, anyways, enough patting the good people at the platform of the people on the back there, and I say we just jump in because if we don't jump in here before discussing, we might not ever have an opportunity to jump in.
You're right.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to bring this up. I got some tweets. You know, I'm ready. I'm prepared out here, but I'm just going to go ahead, click this bad boy right here. 79.7% already. 6 more spots. Let's get that one filled up here. I'll keep it open so people can see 5 more spots. Here, I'll pull this out of the way. Have you done one yet, Nez?
Have I done one? I've done 2. And I got 4 slows cooking because I was nervous. I didn't know how fast they were going to fill. So 4 slows, 2 complete. I will say I think I might have gal-brained a little too hard on my completed Eliminator.
You mean like me for the first day of weekly winners? We're going onesies at the onesies. We're taking Taysom Hill every single draft. We're
like, that definitely makes more sense. You were trying to beat 260,000 people in 1 week. This is a gigantic cash game tournament, and I don't necessarily think a description of your teams being too gal-brain is the way to play a cash game tournament. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, that's fair. Yes, I would.
And is that a fair description of this tournament, calling it a cash game style tournament? Because if they're all little cash games, are they not?
I think you're right, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right in terms of that we should be searching for like floor in quotations. We should be searching for like median outcome floor. But then I do think there's a little more than just like, hey, find the best plays for like early in the week or early in the year weeks and then push them through kind of thing. I don't know. We're going to talk through it on the fly here. I was caught off guard by your question in the back and forth here because I was reading something in the chat and I'm
Okay.
going to give you a better answer.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Minute.
Feel through this and then you can kind of think about that later.
Yeah. Like here, the baby Stevie, he's in our draft as well and saying like Jacoby Myers, like eliminator gold.
Dude, yes.
Yes. Like this,
Absolutely.
yeah. Yeah. I think that encapsulates it. I want to address GA also in the draft here. When Neumy is out for the day, unfortunately. We tried to make everybody's schedules work. There was some stuff this morning and whatnot, and he thought he might be able to get back in time, but unfortunately not. And on the baseball front, I wanted to hit this right off the top as well. Do us a favor. I'm going to drop it in the chat here. I don't know if anybody saw Tuma's tweet this morning, but we're going to be doing some fun stuff starting with playoff baseball going forward. A little Substack called Stacking Dingers. It involves us, Neumy, Baseball, Chris, Dark Sheep, and Tuma. So going to be lots of fun baseball content coming. As to when that contest is dropping, not privy to say, but keep your hand on the pulse check on the street there. Your ear to the streets. That's a better way of phrasing it.
We all know that we all know it's coming sometime soon. This is around the time that they launched it last year, so we're just patiently waiting. But yeah, this is a really fun venture that I'm excited to get into with these guys and keeping the content flowing for baseball and just growing the game by sheer will, by our bootstraps, just pulling them up. We're gonna grow this game whether people like it or not. All right, here you go. First pick of your eliminator. What are you thinking?
Okay, so like my bro science brain goes like, don't take Bijan because like we want like more safety than that. Like we want more job security than that. Is that correct?
If that's your opinion of Bijan, yes.
Sure. Yeah. In that case, let's go with CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb is who I went with my first eliminator as well. I feel like he is the median projection god. Just almost never busting for you, almost always starting for you with a ceiling. I love CD in this contest, and also because we can get into this too, the way that the bye weeks kind of shake out. He's in a very advantageous bye week and being week 7. I mean, it could be better, but
okay. So let's talk bye weeks there for a second. So just precursor, I told Nez this before. I haven't watched anybody's content yet. I haven't read anybody's content on this yet because I wanted to just come in blind and start firing with you and just see if we land on some similar stuff. My first inclination for bye weeks is like we want to push them after the money cut line. Is that everybody's consensus right now?
I haven't seen a lot of like, yes, like we're doing this. Like nobody really knows. Everybody just agrees that we should spread out bye weeks and try to give ourselves as high as a floor as possible when doing these drafts. Dark Sheep was on the first draft stream that I saw with Liam, and he did something interesting that you're talking about, which is pushing the bye weeks until the money comes. And one of the largest, steepest cutoffs in this is week 13, where less than 50% of the field moves on. Let's make your pick.
I kind of like stacking Tony Pollard, even though you share the same bye week.
You can get away with it. And if you think that
is it too thin?
I don't think so. I mean, in cash, maybe. I mean, you're like considering that, like, if you want to balance out your risk, then you don't. But if you want to make a bet on the Cowboys being better than average every week, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
Okay. That's my thought process is like, I want to make a concerted bet on like one isolated team that's going to be good early.
I'm not familiar with the Cowboys schedule, but I mean, who doesn't love Tony Pollard and CeeDee Lamb? Like truly, they go where they go for a reason. This should be a somewhat concentrated offense where they handle a lot of touches. I think they're good for this contest. This is that like we have very nice projectable volume for these two. But from the underdog side of things with this contest, 31 person pods in week 13 and
Yep.
15 advance. Every other pod and so this is, I mean, the pod sizes are so insane, dude. Like they, like they got to do what they got to do to make this contest work. But week 13 is a big one, and they definitely did this on purpose. And I have no problem with them doing it like this. Like there's a lot of heavy hitters in by week 13. Now, if you scroll down just a little bit, you see the payout structure. You could basically say like, screw it, I want my 10x cash, and I'm just gonna stack week 13 because if I get to week 13. Like I have no buys up until then, and I'm coming away with $500. And so what I was saying about Dark Sheep is he went Justin Fields and Josh Allen, which I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, but they share a week 13 bye week. But you are crushing QB points week in and week out in your pod. So just something to like think about. I mean, he did take a third QB to like hopefully get him out of week 13, but like, hey man, if you stack the shit out of week 13, there's a chance that you are like moonwalking into $500, you know?
That's a pretty sharp point. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's I don't know if it's I don't know if it's optimal. I don't know if it's optimal, but that's like a pretty sharp, interesting strategy. Interesting to see Alex here go double tight end. One of my first thoughts was the premium on elite quarterback and tight end is like higher in the same capacity as like weekly winners, because floor scoring at the onesies positions matters so much more, just like week over week.
Yeah, so like, isn't it kind of like on what, like we have Best Ball Mania, weekly winners, and then the Eliminator, right? On a spectrum of how to play these games. And it's weird that on weekly winners and the Eliminator, right, that have two fundamentally different goals, elite QBs go higher than BBM. It's like what's in the middle of this Venn diagram, and why isn't it BBM, and why are we not, and why is all of a sudden this changes?
That's a fair point. It's weird. A fair point.
It's weird, but I did feel like at first glance that elite tight end was smart in this format because elite tight ends have the floor and ceiling, right? In theory, depending on which one you're going with.
Who do you like here?
Damn, dude, this is a silly range.
I think it's one of these three for me.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. And I would probably go Cooper or Keenan. I mean, if you're worried about Keenan's injury, that's fine, but
it feels so floor, right? It feels so floor.
It's
to
so
take like
floor.
Amari Cooper.
I mean, Debo is definitely the riskiest out of this bunch, right? Like, I don't think I think we can say Debo's floor is probably low single digits if just the way that things play out. Like, he's a high variance guy in that offense, and so is Ayuk, and so is Kittle, truth be told. So it's very interesting in how to play this.
Okay.
I will say that I definitely I'm not like go ahead.
I think it raises the back end pocket passing floor quarterbacks. Like, I'm less inclined to take Justin Fields in this format. Like, weekly winner, I'm looking for extreme outlier spike weeks who can win a week on their own, right? All I'm looking for here is not losing. And I just need that boring ass Kirk Cousins 15 points week over week. Then I need the volatility in the Bears offense with a guy like Justin Fields, who all of a sudden the offense just doesn't show up one week.
Right. That is, and would you, to me, that if I do like one of the type of quarterbacks, I feel like I almost won 3 as well. Right. Where I just like don't want to cede points there. I want to make sure I'm always at baseline.
Yep. And I think we should make a case for volume touches at the running back position as like a premium in the first couple of rounds.
So you're looking at 2 guys that
double
sort
tapping
of fit that bill.
Okay, yeah. I think okay. Who out of this like Brees is just like off my board.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I like Watson, and I also like Najee here too in this format.
Of course, you like Najee. All right,
I
let's
like
do it.
Najee in the rain. I like him in the snow.
Of course, that's it. Oh yeah, is it just after the fourth round? Oh yeah, but was Najee still there? Like just
Dude, Najee makes so
like
much sense in it.
clockwork.
This is the Najee. This is the contest for Najee Harris. He's only one of two teams
Yeah.
with a week 6 bye.
Okay.
He's got that. You're talking about that projectable volume.
Yep.
He's got that on lock. Like Warren is coming, but Najee is still the
Okay.
the majority shareholder in that backfield.
Yeah, I got you. I'm looking for my cheeky bye week chart here in my tabs on the other one, but I got this one here. Okay, so there's that 13 you're talking about. So like
All the
Lamar,
best teams.
well, Lamar, Josh Allen, Justin Fields, Garoppolo if he's still playing football, Tua, Carr, all on bye.
Yes.
And
then
that's
week 10
that's
is also
that's the 15 out of 36 with the
31.
big pay 31. Okay.
Week 10 is 50% as well, which is it's 6 out of 12.
Uh-huh.
And then week 12 is like extremely weird. Extremely weird.
Yeah, just 2 out of 4.
That is weird.
Yeah, cuz it changes you need a like just in terms of raw points, you need a like way lower score threshold to matter.
Mhm.
Wow, you want to talk about pod variance luck though in these like middling ones here?
Oh, people are going to be pissed.
Yeah,
People are
like
going
who
to be
you sneak
pissed.
through. Yeah.
It's going to be so funny.
Oh, it's so good. This makes for such a good. I mean, like I think Underdog's made a pretty good concerted effort all year to make like in-season sweating a thing, and I think
Yes.
this takes that a step further as well. Like I really like the in-season sweat that this adds.
Oh yeah, man. It's great for the players and selfishly for content creators. It's also great to have
Right.
something to talk about like in season that like matters and there's stakes on the line.
Yeah, we'll keep going back to it. Yeah. Hey, there he is. Shout out Oaks.
The GOAT.
Yeah. Okay. Walker feels good.
He does.
Christian Kirk feels good.
He does.
George Kittle feels best.
I've done Kittle. Been there.
Doesn't Kittle just like floor ceiling combo at the tight end position? I mean, you guys know how much I like Kittle, like just in general, but like, doesn't that feel really good for this format?
It does to me. And Kittle ran hot on touchdowns last year, and like I thought, like and every time I think about his 2022 season, I think of it being more high variance than it actually was because it was just there's actually like a long string of 20 plus point performances than I remembered consecutively.
Yeah.
But no, this offense feels really good, and Kittle, yeah, he feels fine. He feels fine,
Okay.
but his variances, I think, is overstated by myself in my head. I don't know.
Well, here, I'm going to shout out John Boy Beats. I'm going to bring this one over here. I'm just moving. I'm playing all the hits today. I'm moving all around here.
There's so many good resources.
Yeah. But if you look at like Kittle, I mean, he's got a couple threes, fours, threes.
That's what I remember.
Well, I imagine he was sitting out. Remember, he was out early to start the year. So he was out week 1 and 2. And then I think 9 was like the game where it was like, is it over? Like he just blocked all game. It doesn't make sense. He was out there, but scored a 0. Or no, actually, never mind. He wasn't out there, or else it'd be showing as a 0. Huh.
Maybe that was bye. One obviously one of that had to have been the bye week because you don't get buys in week 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Just like the way, I guess. I mean, even Kyle Pitts puts up 3 or 4, so maybe it's a dumb point, but
I still like him, and I would still be okay with going 3 tight ends. I don't know if that's bad in this, but I would still be okay with going 3 tight ends.
Okay, look at all these
Jeez.
week 5 buys staring us in the face. Like right now, I'm like, yo, Tyler Lockett would have been a nice pick there, but he had a week 5 buy as well. He went, but
I like Dobbins.
okay. You like Dobbins over Madison?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna push for Dobbins or Madison here.
Okay. Cool.
But look at the like I don't know. Is everybody playing scared by trying to like push the bye weeks like this?
No one knows
Like
what the hell to do.
right,
Nobody
but
knows
like
what to do.
is there some merit to just like stacking the shit out of like a couple guys from week 5 and just being like fuck it, I'm gonna be unique, but maybe it doesn't matter if you're unique because you don't have to be.
7 out of 10. It's 7 out of 10 week 5, man.
Right, eat your
Not
bye
bad.
weeks early, right?
Not bad. Definitely.
This feels like the closest thing we've ever had in best ball that feels like your old school boomer standard scoring home league where everyone's sitting around the table and they're going, oh yeah, that rookie's not going to start until at least week 6. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. You know, like this, doesn't it just feel like that?
Yeah, you can't have your 2 starting running backs at the same bye week. Like, are you absolutely insane? Like, what are you doing?
Are you out of it? Yeah. Like stacking? That's out of the question. You're going to be decimated in week 8.
Oh, this guy just sniped my handcuff. Hell?
Oh man. See lots of familiar names in the chat. Sorry guys, this is weird to talk through and think through. Like BBM, normally we'd be mixing it up, but the chat is absolutely on one. So big shouts there. Appreciate everybody hanging out here in the unique time slot. I mean, if you guys keep turning out at this might be the new time slot. Holy
if this is a signal.
Yeah, I can't break off single and noise here. Let's see here. I'm going to bring up the bye week one too. I wanted to give a shout out to both Bobby Stats and Dooley Data, who color coded this beautiful chart for us, just illustrating what percentage of each week advance. So this is in like totality, right? This isn't like your entry over and over again. This is just color coded. Okay, we got to look here. Okay, week 13 is the big one because that's the lowest possible advance rate week kind of thing, right? Oh, it's easy to get your teams through here comparatively. That's like step one. Bobby Stats took it one more step here and looked at it in terms of like the cumulative way of going through it and just saying like your chances of pushing a team through, and then looking at, how slim a chance we actually really have to get to 17 with one entry here.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It doesn't feel that thin. I mean, like I get it, but it definitely doesn't feel that thin as it is in reality.
Right, yeah. And then talking about like this is expectations of teams you would have, like just, I mean randomly assigned team if you max entered, which is 15. So if you did get that max through, I mean, you're already losing 2.5 teams right off the hop.
Yeah, which is like wild to think about because you just feel like nobody's drafting in these lobbies thinking they're going to get eliminated week 1. Nobody. Everybody thinks like, yep, like I'm getting through. Of course I'm getting through. I'm not going to be bottom
my
2.
Team's not. Yeah, my team's not going to be low scoring in the beginning of the season. Everyone's healthy.
Chip with JSN. I love it.
Yeah, that's a play for the finals move there.
Jeez, dude.
Goddard, Pacheco, Sutton.
Or I mean, I don't know if you want to do the Dallas. Yeah, probably too much on Dallas if we go Cooks there. Sutton. Let's go Sutton.
Sutton might come back, but I don't really care. Because I just think like Sutton floor ceiling combo, especially early in the season, feels safe.
Yeah, no, that's somebody that is likely to have a lot of volume there. And everybody's now kind of come around on his price too. He feels like a much better pick in this format than everything else.
1v1 for the season. Like just like we're projecting points on a weekly basis. Hypothetical BR scenario. Who has a higher ADP regardless of matchup week over week? Marquise Brown or Courtland Sutton?
I mean, damn. I would say Sutton for the floor, Brown for the ceiling,
Yeah,
which
that's a cop out. But
yeah,
yes,
dude,
I guess you're right.
gosh, man. I just these freaking Cardinals though just do not seem like the play in
Mm-hmm.
in this format at all. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know we were staring at an insane value for Hollywood, but we're playing a different game.
Yeah. I hope this pick comes back to us. It's interesting that everybody's kind of off this tight end. Yeah, I was about to say, I guess maybe it's because of the Philadelphia bye week that people were like a little more skittish, like by week 10. I
Yeah, I
don't see
guess.
that as a huge problem for the Goddard one. Um,
We have week
I, I
5
like
Watson, or
I
do you
like
want
Pacheco.
Pacheco? Okay.
I want Pacheco.
Yeah.
I think there should be a real emphasis on touches.
Mhm. No, for certain. I mean, that's the easy part, right? Is like knowing like the volume, and it's the touchdowns that end up like shaking shit up over the course of the season. You can't really call that, but we know touches, and that's our floor. That's
Right.
what we're aiming for here. Pacheco's definitely seems like their guy, unless we get that insane surprise JT trade, but it doesn't seem like they're even
Yeah.
flirting with that.
And if Pacheco is like say okay, let's just take the JT thing out for a second. I'm
Yeah, that
looking
was
at
hypothetical.
Detroit, Jacksonville, Chicago. The Jets defense might be good. Minnesota, Denver, Chargers, Denver before he has a bye. Like that doesn't really strike fear into my heart as a guy who can just fall into the end zone and get 12 touches a game.
No, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. I think strength of schedule might matter.
Yeah, it's just like we're not that good at predicting the strength of schedule though.
That's very fair. That is very
Um,
fair. Like the classic like, hey, you can't tell what defenses are actually going to be good and
yeah,
blah
like
blah
we
blah
can
stuff.
like we can guess with all our might, but like I think if you think that we're good at it, and it just in general for anybody out there, like we're not. We're good at talking about it, but we're not good at actually guessing. Um,
Right. Yeah.
I'm looking at
Um
this Arizona schedule. That Arizona schedule is pretty brutal too, dude. I'm okay with that with passing on Hollywood.
okay. Well, I'm thinking about the fact that they might not have a quarterback for the first 6
On
weeks.
top of all of that, right?
Yeah. John Stepp 06. What's his username here? The Peak Monster. Love to see it. That's a
Peak
new one that
monster.
we
That's cool.
yeah. Thanks for checking in, John. There's a new one we haven't seen before. Um Ooh,
Look at the Chiefs.
handcuffing running backs. Same team making it like a safety net bet like that.
I
That's
don't hate it.
interesting. I mean, this is if you could rebrand this tournament, the way we're all talking about it is this is the triple condom tournament. The way everybody's talking about it
Oh yeah.
feels that way. I don't know if that's correct though.
Yeah, dude. Just beating half of the teams is it's gonna come down to like injury, like who can build the healthiest team, basically.
Yeah, that's fair. What about building contingency value for players that get injured later in the schedule? So you start with, say you start early. We look at like 3 cupcake matches. I don't know. Miles Sanders at Atlanta, then New Orleans, then Seattle. That feels like, I don't know, whatever. That feels kind of soft or whatever. Miles Sanders QB 20. We do something like that where we build him for those first 3 and then we tag on like Dalvin Cook because we think, Brees, or maybe that's a bad example because the narrative would be the opposite. Brees comes on late kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're saying though.
Dak stack. Is that dumb?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I really don't think it's dumb.
Okay. I mean, like we're making that bet on Dallas for the first 6 weeks of the season.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Dallas is the reason we're getting through, and we're getting Giants, Jets, Arizona, New England, San Francisco, and the Chargers. I mean, like if I was just going to bro science guess that strength of schedule, it's probably the 8th softest in the league. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like that That didn't
Yeah.
sound crazy. It didn't sound easy.
Yeah, just I think at least what you can say is like, well, I don't know that if we were to guess Niners, Patriots, and Jets, like those don't seem like fun defenses to go up against
Right.
necessarily. But we're gonna have a
Yeah, that's
second
fair.
QB, um, and the point is that Dallas is pretty concentrated from what we can gather, and we got 2/3 of like the major concentration of that.
Right. Yeah.
Tony falling here is like obviously like as one would expect.
Yeah. Same with Burks, I guess.
Yeah,
There might
Burks
be
is.
like what? Tell me your Burks take in this format.
Burks at 117 feels like a smiggity smash, but there he goes.
Yeah, Nick just took him.
Yep.
Tyler Boyd, floor ceiling with contingency value, but he also has the 7 buy.
How many 7 buys do we have? Quite a few,
Pollard,
huh?
Dak, and Lamb. We could
Dubs is
do.
a rare bye week, but
What about this?
yeah, fuck yeah. I'm
We'll
never
put
gonna say
that.
no to locking up that backfield.
We'll put that with Najee. Now, did we just wrap a condom on it, or did we just do something smart?
We did something brilliant, and now we can shut that shit down at running back.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna pray and spray the rest of the way. And even so, if you look at our wide receiver room right now, if you can just scroll down just an inch.
I just saw this in the chat.
It's knee praise hall. That's a good nickname.
That is very good. Easy killing it, playing the hits out here. Okay, yeah. Scroll down, and what are we looking at?
Oh, I meant like on the team
On our
page.
team?
So like,
Okay.
yeah, just so I could get a better look at our. So we got 3 wideouts, right? We got CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and Cortland Sutton. Okay.
It feels thin, but it also feels like safe and floory, which I kind of like. But
We're crushing the flex
with the running back position.
Crushing it.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I
don't know. Like my mind goes now as this draft goes, I'm gonna be like prioritizing in my mind here Marvin Jones Jr. and I'm gonna be prioritizing like Josh Reynolds and that type of wide receiver instead of like Shorter or Hardy or Isaiah McKenzie or whomever, right? Like I just named all Bills and or former Bills, but it was like, top of mind.
But those are like the people that you pair in weekly winners. If you have Josh Allen, you know, like you cycle those in the late rounds, like just to capture one good week, you know, we won a lot of okay weeks here.
Right.
And we could definitely shoot for that with wideout. And I would say now is probably the time to make up for that lost ground and just like loosely monitor the QB situation. Because of course we're going to need 2, potentially 3. Same with tight end.
So do we think this is 3-5-7-3 now?
I would say like as of now, yes. If we end up like really liking our tight end 2 or really liking our QB 2, we can modify as needed.
Okay. All right. I think we got like, I don't know. We got like kind of a feel for this right now, but I'm not going to go that far.
I can't wait to see how far JMO falls in this room.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Borderline not draftable.
I'm thinking of a player right here.
I hope so. We're on deck.
Hoping GA is not thinking of the same player. Oh, GA scoops up that JMO.
Brother, I love it.
Push it through. I like Higbee.
Yeah. I do. Yeah? I took Higbee on my team.
Doesn't he just feel like their wide receiver too?
Oh, bro, it's Tutu Atwell. Didn't you hear?
Oh, God. I mean, yeah.
Higbee is the opposite of cromulent.
Tutu Atwell, I would have to drop 5 weight classes to fight. He's featherweight, man. He
He's
can't
at
be
least he's discount Tank Dell. Like, you know, like you want Tank
okay.
Dell, like don't do Tank Dell. Just do Q2 instead.
All right.
I can't believe
Oh,
Tank
hey,
Dell
look.
is above 18th. McKay,
McKay
yeah,
even said that in the chat. Okay. So
McKay's a
maybe we're not
genius.
crazy. Okay.
Dude, this is fun.
Disrespectfully.
Respectfully. What up,
I
Tyler?
love that.
Dude,
That's good.
I love what we got cooking on this
Okay.
team.
Matt saying Kittle doesn't seem ideal in this. That's
I mean,
interesting
when
because
you look
I
at
thought
those
the
weekly
opposite.
logs, when you look at those
Yeah.
weekly logs, he's not wrong. He's
Yeah,
not
it's kind of
wrong.
like it's kind of spiky.
It is, but at the same time, right? He can like will you into
Mhm.
advancing. Like if you have Kittle, it feels so hard to not. If you have a Kittle spike week, it feels like impossible to not advance.
Right.
I feel like
Yeah, that's fair.
that's the power of those elite tight ends is like their spike weeks just nobody comes close. It's like having an extra flex.
Right.
And so I'm okay with going 3 tight ends
Okay.
still just because of
Yeah.
that, just to get the floor.
Okay. Yeah, I like where your head's at there. I can agree with that. Well, how do we feel about naked quarterbacks? Like, I'm not concerned about stacking at all. Like,
Oh no,
I mean,
we shouldn't be, right? I think that's kind of where the cash game element comes in. It's like stacking is so like not that important in this.
that being said, Russ stacks. Is that a bad thing? Is that a bonus or is that a negative?
I still think Russ is like a decent pick.
You want Russ or Darnell Mooney or someone else?
Darnell Mooney. I really like Darnell Mooney, and we need wide receivers.
Okay.
I'm okay with taking Darnell Mooney without Justin Fields because I think Justin Fields is a better passer than people think, and I think Darnell Mooney is good. So, I mean, he's got
Yeah.
1,000 yards in his in his repertoire. He's done it. He's done it before.
Okay. So I guess I'm trying to think through some things here. Stacking, we think doesn't matter that much. Handcuffing your running backs feels okay. 3 tight end and 3 quarterback kind of feel like safest and flooriest. Are those words?
They are
Flooriest.
words.
Is that right though?
That's the question. Is it right?
I'm asking you.
I don't think it's right from the QB standpoint.
Okay.
I think part of the 3 QB standpoint is like capturing when we do it in BBM, a lot of the time it's like capturing ceiling and getting access to stacks and like giving yourself path to optimal when it comes to playoff weeks.
Uh-huh.
Here, a guy like if depending on who our QB2 is, I feel okay with kind of like taking that risk. Just
Okay.
because one, I feel like it's fine. Two, it definitely seems like we're zagging by doing so.
By only taking 2.
Based on the way everybody's kind of approaching this contest, yeah, like Viper's got 3 already. Like almost everybody has 2 already. Like we're still waiting on
Okay.
that too. So,
Well, but I mean, Best Ball Viper did like the
Jesus
super
H
alpha play.
Christ.
Yeah, I saw him do the Hertz Mahomes. I did not see the Fields ad. Okay, maybe we're not paying enough attention to the room. Let's think this through a little bit here. GA's team kind of looks like he could be Best Ball Mania or whatever, right? Like it just looks solid, but I don't know where the bye weeks fall there. And he just took his first quarterback there. Nick's got 2 quarterbacks. We have 1. Alex took Anchor Lamar with the double elite tight end strat. Justin Herbert feels really good in this format, does he not?
Yeah.
We should all just be higher on Justin Herbert in general.
In general, yes.
Yeah.
In general, yeah. I think Herbert should be in that range, but
Peak Monsters
he's not quite
2.
he doesn't have the previous season that's as sexy.
Right. That's true. There's that Jeff Wilson steam coming up for that 144.
Oh yeah, that's here to stay, which would be really funny if that ends up getting rugged by JT.
Oh, jeez.
I don't think they're going to trade for him though. I really don't, but they're rumored. They're rumored. Yeah. Like that's like the official one of the official teams that are supposedly in on JT is the Dolphins, but I don't buy it to be honest.
Yeah, I mean they were rumored to be in on Dalvin too. Is it just the rest of the world wish casting it
That's
upon
what I
them?
think it is. That's what I think it
Yeah.
is. I mean, McDaniel seemed very adamant that like they are not looking to add Dalvin Cook and they like their running back room. Like he got kind of pissed. Sam
Hmm.
Howell would have been fucking cool.
I think we got to do quarterback here.
Who is it? Is it
I think
Pickett?
I think I think for me it's Staff.
Is he there?
Yeah. Stafford feels better in this format, does he not?
Stafford's probably the right pick in this format. Yeah.
Like I'm thinking about usable weeks versus spike weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And usable weeks is like doesn't kill you, just puts out his median projection. A guy like Stafford jumps off for something like that to me. I mean, maybe the injury risk is a bit higher than some other players because maybe he is already hurt. But
It could
yeah.
just be pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
I like with Dak and Stafford, like I know I gave my little 2 QB spiel, but I would be okay if we fall into a third QB. Wouldn't be
I kind of
mad.
think so too.
Wouldn't be mad.
Like look at how just like safe and boring a guy like Aaron Rodgers is. Like he had 5 in week 1 and then just every other week his lowest is 12. Like a guy like Aaron Rodgers is just like not going to kill you and he's just going to keep pushing you through. Right?
So it looks like it's interesting. Danny Dimes has had some like really low scoring game. I thought he would be good in this format,
Yeah,
but
cuz you think rushing floor, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hmm. It looks like everybody else turned the green button off too.
Yeah, A Chain does not feel like the pick in this format.
No. Neither does Rice. Neither is I mean Van Jeff stacks and feels whatever, but I don't think we want to stack. Hodgson's?
Hodgins,
Hodgson's lymphoma.
Hodgins or Van Jeff.
Okay, let's just do the Van Jeff thing. Do you think stacking is stupid? You stack like now we've stacked 3 Rams. Is that like too much of a bet on one offense? And then you factor in that they're all going to be out week 10 as well?
To me, man, it's like if the stack hits, no, not really. Like because if the stack hits, then
Uh-huh.
these guys were all underpriced, and we're not paying a huge premium for these Rams. So
Right? Yeah.
stacking at this rate feels like free. It's just like the correlation is like free roll.
Okay. Yep.
Like I
Okay.
don't think we had to like we're just trying to pick the best floors at this point. Like I don't think we really sought out like, oh, we have to reach on this Ram stuff. It was just like the way that things
It
kind of
fell.
fell. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that was
It's fair.
necessarily a bad move, but we just lost access to Purdy and Pickett, but we needed more wide receiver points. Like that was we had to.
There's also like a couple guys in my mind right now that I want to tack onto this team that we haven't talked about yet. And I'm not going to mention real quick because I think they play better in this format, but
I
I'll
don't know,
say
man.
it when
People
it's
were
our.
poo-pooing your Marvin Jones, Josh Reynolds take in the comments, and
Oh, were
I didn't
they?
think that.
Okay.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, I what if we just don't take the?" Hey, man, they're gonna see the field a lot. They play the Chiefs week 1. They're gonna
Uh-huh.
have to score points. I won money with Josh Reynolds. You better watch your mouth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Okay.
So that
You're
at least gives us 2 last round
I'm your
options.
team. I'm your team with that. I was rethinking my initial point as the chat poo pooed and then you defended me. I was rethinking that and I don't know. Okay. I think I like the notion of buying veteran snaps. Right?
Okay.
Like doesn't that just make sense? Like professional wide receivers, hashtag professional wide receivers are going to play up in this format.
They should. They absolutely should. So like did Robert Woods go yet? Like for example?
Right. Yeah. No, he did not. But yeah.
Allen Robinson in something like this.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Let's keep thinking through it.
And I still like the Giants receivers in this too. I think they're just in general undervalued.
Juice McCaffrey chiming in. He probably has already maxed the thing. That's why he couldn't join us. This guy he was itching for every new contest to drop. Actually, teaser on a little new contest to drop, guys. We might be involved with a little something with the Black and Yellow Dog app there, specifically for the friends and family of this channel. We may or may not in the future be considering potentially maybe what we in the business call a tease, a little nugget there. Yeah, so a little pulse check on that one. Chip bringing up the Dalvin plus Brees.
He's got it.
If we do Dalvin plus Brees in this format, why don't we do it in BBM?
It's just week 17.
Yeah.
That's basically it, is like giving yourself the best team possible in week 17. I think the way that those two dudes are priced probably doesn't give you that team construction that you're looking for in week 17.
The price is just too high. The price is too premium.
Yeah, they're too close together.
Okay.
So like Young is still hanging around, but that like doubles up on the Dak bye week. So it's like at that point, what's it even worth?
I was thinking about Tanny. I was thinking about just naked Tanny, and just
I'm seeing Curtis Samuel, and I'm snap clicking him if I'm drafted by myself.
Okay. A 14 bye week, so it pushes it a little bit back. Yeah, I mean Curtis Samuel feels
great like more in this format. I'll be honest. Yeah. I feel really, really strongly about Curtis Samuel in this format.
Okay. And then you layer on we didn't even talk about the potential like Terry F1 with the turf toe and like that sort of stuff. There's a little bit of contingency value there, slow start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And just the week 14 bye is really advantageous. There's only a couple of teams with week 14 buys. Washington and the Cardinals. That's it. So you get him for the entire season, health withstanding. He just seems really good here. And that's like the last commander I'm probably taking.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Man, I'm so far back in the chat. The chat is absolutely on one. Now I know why Pete never brings up my funny comments on stream.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why, buddy.
That's why Corinne doesn't pay attention to me when he's streaming.
Corinne doesn't even see the comments because it takes so long for his shit to buffer. There's a professional. I see the professional. There's all dude. This is a great team. I think this
does feel like a great team.
We might have to be just like hanging on with
Nick took the professional.
Though. He did. Yeah. Hunter Henry or Greg Dulcich? I think Henry because of the bye weeks. If you want to do three tight ends, which like to me feels solid, but
yeah. Let me think.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean the other thing is when you buy tight ends, like in a conventional, like in a BBM sense, where it's just like you're searching for those spikes and stuff, it doesn't necessarily make sense to do this. But when you're just looking to advance, buying a little like volume at the tight end position to sit in your flex too, especially on a team where we like, in theory, we have flex locked up by going kind of running back heavy and doing this sort of thing. But there is merit to the notion that a tight end falls into your flex with projectable volume with 6 points that ends up mattering.
Especially in a bye week. We have no idea what I'm not sure how much overlap we have with our running backs in the bye weeks, but it's very possible that, we get a tight end in the flex. It happens more than we think. So I think we're probably going to tight end. Like, I don't think we need a fourth, considering that we're crushing. Yeah,
I mean, if this is weekly winners, I mean Taysom is the 101
Taysom
already.
almost broke 100 in ADP in weekly winners, but the resistance held on strong.
That was literally my fault.
It was.
Interesting. Okay, everybody's GGing Chip in the chat, both for the Taysom pick and because they think it's good. So I want to check in here. Austin Eckler, Devontae Adams, Josh Allen feels really strong. Then he buys the Brees dip thing. Ayuk, Gabe Davis is a mini stack there. JSN feels very sketchy right now, but I mean, that's why you get him. I mean, he only got him at a round discount, so maybe that's not even enough yet. Khalil,
Kirby.
and then just doing the stacking up that backfield with Cook. Kincaid is a stack. Schultz, P. Ryan to play third downs. P. Ryan feels like a good floor play, especially in half point PPR, where it's like he's going to play third downs. He has a little bit of contingency value as well. It does make you like some of these unsexy middle tier secondary backs a bit more, right?
I would think so. Just because of the floor that they provide. I like Chip's team. I do.
Yeah.
I can't get too upset about it.
Taysom, Kendry Miller, yeah, and then Adam Thielen just feels like I guess you're buying floor. Like that's the thesis.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what's up with Chark's hamstring. He just got hurt, so could potentially. And I still think that Adam Thielen. I mean, I'm probably galaxy braining this, right? Like, yeah, I'm Nez takes, whatever. I got takes, but man, I really think Thielen and Bryce Young are gonna have like a nice little connection. Bryce Young seems to put the ball wherever he wants it to go, and Thielen just in like the short intermediate routes with like how like I still think he's got some quickness. I still think he can run good routes. Yep. Seems like they might have like a little connection potentially there. I'm not sure. Okay. We'll see. I feel like we are like closing the casket on Thielen, and he's still got 3 more years of football to play.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's entirely fair.
I'm not ready to turn the page on Adam Thielen just yet.
Man, like this.
I mean,
Paris Campbell, Robert Woods, Mac Hollins.
Hope I was grinding the preseason tape. She said Paris Campbell is in on the slot on every single play for the Giants, but I like Robert Woods.
Which you prefer him?
Robert Woods. But the fact that Paris Campbell is actually seeing the field with the ones, maybe I need to start to give myself some more Paris Campbell.
Okay.
Just because I really like the Giants this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm warming up to them too, just in general. I mean, I was always on Team Danny Dimes, just in general, but I've been kind of like just randomly pairing pass catchers with them, and Paris Campbell, for whatever reason, is getting the least amount of love from me on a personal level.
Same.
Not necessarily by design, but maybe.
I just like the profile of Hyatt.
Let's think this through here. We got to pay more attention than normal drafts here. Sorry.
2583.
We are 2583 right, or 2573 right now. Does this team with Dak and staff, both with bye weeks before 13, week 7, we have 3 buys. Week 10, we have 4 buys. A 9, an 11, a 14. I mean, Paris Campbell does kind of fit with like a 13 bye week. But then him and Moody are both 13, but
they're just filler for the early weeks,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Other
let's just hit the yellow button, I feel like.
Yeah, you think it's just wide receiver here?
The QBs that we want that could be on a team are week 7 buys. So no, I want somebody that doesn't have that overlap.
I was thinking about Mac Jones.
Mac Jones fits. Mac Jones unfortunately fits.
Like Mac Jones feels good to me.
Or Josh Palmer.
Who do you want?
Jones. Let's play it safe. We got the
You think it's safe?
That is the definition of playing it safe. giving yourself an out to a third QB is definitely like, and that's nice because now in each one of these bye weeks we have 2 potential QBs scoring for us. Now
Right.
we just like pray to the fantasy football gods that our team stays healthy, and then you're good.
Yeah, I guess.
It was the smart pick. Like, I don't think that if you do this contest and you're left with Dak and Stafford, that like your team is dead in the water, but it certainly feels better to have 2 outs during each of our QB's bye weeks than only one.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. What about like divisional stacking kind of thing? Like, do you think there's anything there like similar to weekly winners where we're looking for like good game environment for a certain one, or because we don't need like high scoring game environments, it doesn't necessarily matter?
The only like little bit of research that I've done on this that I feel like very strongly about is like the NFC North just has a loaded schedule no matter what team you're stacking. So if you think there's any merit to like the NFC North having a lot of good offenses in it,
Hmm.
then you can build around NFC North teams because they also have like bye weeks. Well, Minnesota and the Bears have week 13 buys, but the Packers, if you think the Packers can hold their own, week 6
Yeah.
bye, only one of 2 teams with that bye, and then the Lions have a week 9 bye. I think all these offenses in the NFC North are going to be like good. And
What if
on
you?
top of playing each other twice, they play the AFC West as well. So you get
Hmm.
the Chargers and the Chiefs in that schedule on top of it.
Hmm. Okay. So what if you did something like? Hold on. You do Cousins, Pickett, and Love.
Hell yeah.
So
Hell
you go
yeah.
3 quarterbacks, and 2 of them have week 6 buys, and you eat them at the same time, and you just hope Cousins scores enough points against the Bears, and then you have points for the rest of the season, and you have 2 live QBs in 13.
That's Cousins is in like against Chicago in week 6.
Yeah, sorry, I clicked out of the draft, and I meant to click to this when I was talking about this.
Oh man. That's nice. That's pretty
Mm.
nice. And then in week 13, what do we got for Steelers in week 13? Get Arizona. Like, okay.
Yeah,
Pack, get Kansas City week
wow.
13. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
I wish we had like
And there's a
more
great
than an
point from
hour to
John
think about
too.
this. Yeah.
Week 6 is the highest advance rate during those bye weeks. So like you might not even you might just need like 8 points from Cousins. Right? Like you don't even need a ceiling game for him against the Bears.
Yeah, because in week 6, it's 11 out of 14. It's
Yeah.
at the same time that's a lot of eggs in the Cousins basket.
Huh. Hmm. Yeah, I
It's
don't know.
fun.
Like Nick's bringing this one up too. It's like this whole contest is going to be like, am I in a good pot or a bad pot every week? I
Yeah.
mean, but that's kind of fun of the sweat too. And if you have multiple entries, like someone said it in the chat earlier, like building the back end for this was not for the faint of heart because you also have to get to a point where in like week 15, what if you have like 6 teams left or something, right? Like what if one isolated player has like 6 teams left?
It's
Are they
possible.
going to dupe themselves in pods?
In week 15.
Well, I don't know. Like it's a hypothetical, but I guess we could actually look.
Because yeah, by week 16, there's only 10 teams left.
Right.
It's only 2 5-person pods.
Yeah, it's 2 5-person pods in week 16. Like if you have more than one team left, like you would think it goes one in one pod and one in the other pod, but I don't know. Like what if that happens for multiple people?
That the only time that you would be able to dupe yourself, I think, would be in there because in week 15 there's 100 teams left, I believe.
Yeah, this is okay. So Chip's answering the question here that it's like the same as BBM, where they have the rules against it in the thing. But like, I was just thinking when the pods get so small that like there's potential that like I don't know.
I mean, couldn't you see it? Like if somebody, like let's say like I'm a Steelers nut and I go Steelers every team and they happen to smash. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
probably you're probably like sitting really good.
Right. Yeah,
Which I
like you
might go
could.
ahead and do. Like what like doesn't late this is the late round quarterback tournament, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah, because like you're just looking for like floor, right? Like you're just looking for usable weeks opposed to you don't necessarily have to have a quarter. I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. Because you don't necessarily need a quarterback to carry you, right?
No, not
Yeah.
at all. Are,
Very, very interesting.
are you gonna
Huh.
burn another bullet?
Um, do you want to do another draft?
I got time for one more draft.
Do you want to do another bullet, or do you want to? I kind of want to do BBM after that, but and just like bullshit and like rift through. But if we're gonna do another eliminate, may as well just do another eliminator, huh? Let's see here. Where's the fill rate at?
I'm hopping in with you.
It's 56 or it's 86. Okay, how many people are in once you hop in?
Okay, there are 4. Get in.
Okay. 2 more spots. Let's do it. We're doing another one.
Because I have to
Okay.
I have to put my we're going dark starting at 6:00 Central in the Nez household. So I can't
No
do any late
devices?
swapping. Yeah, no tech. So I need to get
No
this in
tech.
before it fills.
I used to do that a lot. There was a
Yeah, shout out your
Cal.
Life EV board, by the way.
Oh yeah, I've had a million of those as I've moved around and whatever. I just found a picture of it when I was looking through shit today. Actually, when I was looking through notes for my mini project I might be doing here that I told you about. Yeah, but anyways, the Cal Newport, who was I think he was a Cal or a UCLA guy. I don't know. He's got a couple books and he's got a TED talk and whatever. And he talks about like the power of like quote unquote going dark to get like work done.
Yeah.
It's called deep work, is what he calls it. Anyways, it was like a theory that I subscribed to for like a good long amount of time there, especially with like the poker stuff, where I just noticed I would get so distracted, like watching the baseball game on the side or doing some other shit on the side. And then, yeah.
That's cool.
Anyways, yeah. I thought it really helped. But why do you guys do it? Just for like a mental refresh?
Yeah, we're just like I'm glued to my phone, dude. People know it. Like, like I'm in drafts like all the time. Like I'm always on Discord, Twitter. Like I can't miss a single update. I gotta like stay tapped in, I can't miss a single bit of anything. And so we're just like, yeah, like let's just put the phones down. Because I have to like literally make time for it. Otherwise, man, it's with the lifestyle that we're in right now, it's easy to get to not. All right, I'm looking at 2 week 10 wideouts here. I'm going Cooper Kupp here.
Is week 10 desirable to you then?
Not like desirable. Not desirable. I guess, yeah, that's definitely a benefit, right? To make it to the cut week for sure. For sure. I mean, like I'd be lying if I said like that's like if I get a week 10 combo that carries me, like cool, 2x. I mean, obviously I want to win big money, but
yeah.
I'm really into this like week 13 stuff though. I mean, that to me 10x is nice. Like let's get there. So I'm okay with like I want people to be scared of week 13 buys. I hope that they see that it's 15 to 31 and get spooked. I want that, but I don't see it happening.
So so when you say that, would you consider like on this turn, for instance, I could have Saquon and Devontae potentially, and I could stack the 2 week 13s. They both feel like week over week floor guys. Do they not?
Yeah. I mean, they got volume out the wazoo.
And is stacking the 13 a good idea then?
I think you have to go. You have to find ways to make up for these points later on. But I mean, and uniqueness doesn't really matter. However, there's also the aspect of like there's a benefit to this, right? Like there's the benefit of getting to week 13 and having these guys playing every single game leading up to week 13. There's
Yep.
definitely a benefit
I
to
like
that,
it.
right?
Okay, so there's a benefit in the fact that like in theory they're both going to play all the games leading up to week 13 and I'm spending the most amount of my draft capital on those two players. They're going to play all the games for the first 13 weeks.
Yeah,
That's like the big bonus.
like think about like I mean this isn't BBM. We're not the top prize isn't 3 million damn dollars, but if advancing BBM or any best ball tournament
Uh-huh.
was 10x your money,
Yes.
and you knew that it advanced in week like after week 12 going into week 13, I mean there's a bit of an advantage there, right?
I
You
think
just
you're right. Yeah, I know. It sounds right. It makes sense to me.
Mhm.
That's why I just clicked the button twice. Like I agree with that.
Is week 13 really only 2 pods? That doesn't seem right.
31 teams in each
I
side.
can't do this math. The math is easy going from week 16 to 17. I can't do that math.
What do you need me to look at?
How many pods is week 13? There's no way that there's only 62 people left at week 13, right? Or is maybe there is.
Where do I find that information?
See, that's the thing. I mean, you at that tweet where it shows you how many people get chopped. You could that math isn't hard to brute force, but all right. I got Cooper Cup. I'm back up. Jalen Waddle, I don't think is smart to do here. I'm definitely concerned about his week 1. JT just feels scary as shit. Let's go T Higgins.
Yeah,
I don't
I
I don't
mean, it's
know.
interesting. I really like, I'm thinking like now my brain's all over the place here. I
Uh-huh.
really like what Best Ball Viper did here. Like just buying like elite touches, like workhorse running backs early, like there, that double tap. Like GME holder, great username, by the way.
Yeah.
Just like doing the same thing. Like these two elite workhorses.
Yeah, that definitely feels smart and fun. I guess I don't know if I just have like draft fatigue because I do this a lot in BBM already, you know? Like I'm totally cool with smashing running back twice in the first 2 rounds in BBM. So
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, maybe you do it more so than most people do, so then it doesn't feel as crazy to you.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm also thinking about going 6 wide receivers depending on how this team ends up.
Yeah, when you start with two elite like that. Okay, so give me the bull case on doing 6 wide receivers opposed to just like stretching it.
If those dudes are healthy,
Yeah.
that's like the big risk, right? Like I'm basically placing a bet on health. And assuming
Mhm.
my bye weeks don't overlap too much, like I'm we are very good lately at projecting these elite wide receivers.
Yep.
I get the health of those guys, then like I have like such a sick wide receiver floor that I'm just like praying and spraying elsewhere. Like specifically running back.
Hmm.
Like I'm like for this pick here.
Yep.
Oh, dude, I don't know if that I can pass on like
Let me
Ramondre,
see let me see the queue here. You like
Ramondre or
Ramondre
Metcalf.
more than you like him more than Jacobs?
Right now, I do. Yeah, Jacob scares the shit out of me. I'm gonna go Metcalf.
Hmm.
I'm gonna try to do what I said.
Okay.
I think I might regret that Ramondre not going Ramondre there because I do feel like he's got a pretty safe floor. But
Yep.
I'm
See,
gonna
I think I like Jacobs more than Ramondre.
as a player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, what is that latest Blair on Jacobs? No trade in the works. Okay, so they're not gonna trade him. Okay,
Yeah.
he's still
He still hasn't signed the tag. That's like the looming thing.
yeah. I'll let that spook me a little bit. And dude, I don't know. I just like Ramondre Stevenson. I just like him. I think that Zeke signing, like, out of all of the signings that could happen, like, this isn't a novel take, but I think that was good. Out
Mhm.
of all the veterans that could sign there, Zeke going there seems pretty ideal. Uh, Ramondre catches passes.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, like, how's this offense going to be? Because it wasn't that good last year. The
Yep.
big thing that changes the coordinator, but the coordinator, how much of a difference is that really going to make whenever the pieces in this offense, you just look at them and it looks pretty gross.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I'm not selling myself on Ramondre here, but I guess, but I have no idea what to do. I have no idea what to do. Like, these running backs have such, like, glaring warts on them.
And that's why I kind of like, the more and more we talked through that whole situation, the more you talked through that, the more I agree with what Best Ball Viper is doing right here. It
I mean,
feels
damn.
like old school standard draft league, does it not?
Yeah, it does.
Like, it just feels like, yeah, running back's the most important position. Why would you not take running back? But
I think
I don't know.
I think Underdog actually understood the weight of what they've done. Yeah, these contests are cool and Best Ball's changing the landscape. Best Ball literally changed ADP across all of the websites, and fantasy analysts
Fair.
that don't play Best Ball are like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. This is a
So
weird
they kind
spot
of
for me. I
restore it.
was
Yeah,
really,
this is
really
weird.
really hoping for Lamar there. I don't love DJ Moore, but that 13 bye week stacking is creeping into my mind here.
That would be funny, man. Just
I
I
think
like
I
it.
want ATN.
ETN feels like tailor made for this format. I like the start that you have going on right now a lot.
Kind of just want to do Debo. I know the volatility, but like, just like if you just juxtapose Debo's name, like if he gets 2 carries and 4 targets every single week and stays healthy, I guess with Debo, it's always the health thing. I'm going to go Debo. I just have Debo mentally ranked in a tier way above every other player's name here.
He's a weird one, man. I will say he's
Mhm.
not someone that I would think of, like, and like, because I'm so just thinking like high floor. Um,
Yeah,
and I
he's
don't
not
think
that.
that Debo's floor is high.
Okay, let's look at the last couple of years of Debo, because now I'm curious if it's our perception of Debo or if it's his actual point scoring.
I mean, in my opinion, I don't think that you can really do analysis of Debo without, like, because Christian McCaffrey on this team changes
Good
everything.
point. Yeah, that's a
Changes
really good point.
absolutely everything.
Okay, what week did McCaffrey come to San Fran last year?
I'm honestly not sure. I'll try to look up that trade.
Because Debo weeks 1 through 6 never scored below 10 points. He also never scored higher than 21, and that 121 was like kind of an outlier. Then he got hurt 2 games, or maybe it was bye, and then he comes back to 6-19, 6-10, 12, and then he missed those 3 games in like the playoffs when we all needed him.
Yeah, so the sample size we have of him and CMC together is so small that,
Right.
who's like the true impact of him is like really hard to gauge.
Maybe the
Um,
postseason would be more indicative than this.
mhm.
Because I'm looking at, okay, so like if we just go like games greater than 10 points in their total game samples, like Calvin Ridley only has 19, so the sample's like somewhat skewed, but 84% of them are greater than 10 points. And that's the highest one that stands out.
Wow.
That's the highest on the page.
That is
So like,
that's the column, right? That is the column for this contest, in my opinion.
right? Like the average floor points.
That is all that matters.
Like, make a copy, search by average floor, and just see that Devontae Adams is 7.9, Diggs is 8, Calvin Ridley is 9.4 in a considerably smaller sample.
Mm-hmm. That is the chart. And you see DeAndre Hopkins down there. He's kind of like sort of stands out that low.
Chris
I almost
Godwin.
took.
This is the Chris Godwin format.
Interesting.
This is
Interesting.
this game was built for Chris Godwin.
Oh gosh. I just
just 10 targets. Like, I
No, it
mean,
is,
granted,
dude.
the pass volume is going to be considerably lower this year
I
with that just naming Baker the starter.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I can't get rid of those biases that like yeah, the Bucks pieces and that offense being bad is priced into these players.
Mhm.
I I can't say that it's not enough, right? Because it's criminally low. Like Mike Evans was a second round pick last year. Got Chris God, like
Yeah.
the fall off is
Chris
just
Godwin
wild.
was coming off an ACL only 8 months removed, or 8.5, 9 months removed. And he was going higher last year than he is here. Granted, Tom Brady, but just interesting.
All right. I'm looking at Aaron Jones here. I'm having trouble not clicking Aaron Jones. I think I'll still try to do this wide receiver move that I'm talking about, but
Yeah.
um yeah, I'm like turning around really hard on the Packers is the thing.
You're capitulating. You think they're going to be good?
I'm just worried that I'm worried that they might be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
There's a lot of reason to think the offense could be better than it was last year. Because basically you're just flipping Rodgers for Love, and like in our minds we have like this idea of Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers, and I think there's a
yeah.
reason to think that that would be like a downturn, but not necessarily comparative to the way he actually performed last year.
Yeah, it's a
And
downgrade, but
then
it's like how much of a downgrade is it really?
right. And then you
It-
think about a full healthy year of Aaron Jones, because Aaron Jones was here and there last year. And then they add Reed and Musgrave to it. I mean, you
it's
lose Lazard though. You lose
You
Lazard for
lose
what it's
Lazard,
worth.
but I don't know if I just like if I'm just like I watched one clip of preseason and now I'm like, holy shit. But is this offensive line for the Packers like elite? You know that
Yeah, I mean,
have you seen
yeah,
that pass to Jaden Reed that
yeah,
like is
I
kind of
did.
going viral?
Yeah,
Jordan Love had nobody around him for like 5 yards. That pocket was pristine. Like he
yeah.
literally just like waited for it to happen for that route to develop. If that's the case, man,
Yeah.
then their running backs are going to do well, most likely. You're looking at these tight ends, aren't you?
I am. But they both have 9s and 13s as bye weeks. And they both stack with guys already on my roster. Okay. I just talked about this being the Chris Godwin format.
I like it. I like your pick.
I think Tyler Lockett fits that same narrative. I don't love
Tyler
the fact
Lockett,
that they
right, is a
both have
smash here.
like I don't love that they both have week 5 buys and stuff like that. But if we're just thinking through the format, I mean, it also feels bad to leave this corner without an elite tight end too. But let's try it.
70% of teams advance in week 5, so
It's a good point. That is a good
let me
point
make
to
you
bring
feel a
up.
little better about that.
That does feel a little better there. And now we're giving ourselves outs to later in the season if we happen to push this through. But I'm really thinking through like Bobby's chart right here.
Okay.
Like this is assuming I'm maxed, right? Well, I'm only going to have 2, maybe 3 or 4 entries in here if I can happen to sneak them in before this thing filling after we do this stream, right? If I'm only going to have like 2 bullets in here, what's the likelihood that I even get to week 13, right? Like my expectation is that I would have 0.081 if I maxed. Well, if I only have 2, that now becomes like 0.004, right? Like
Yeah.
that's my expectation for 13. So now I'm kind of like, why am I building to the it's so unlikely that I'm going to even get there. Like maybe I shouldn't even eat week 5 buys and I should just play to try and get to like week 10 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
and then because
very
like that's
interesting.
oh gosh. I'm up in 2 picks here. We got a 1-4 start. All of my bye weeks are unique so far. So I'm feeling pretty damn good about this start. The JSN stuff is definitely concerning. I can't. I don't think I could take him here, but looking at Kittle, looking at Pickens. I'm gonna go Pickens.
For some reason in my mind, I heard Pickens as Pickett, and I was like, this guy's got Steelers on, He's going too early on that. I know you're doing Pickett now, but
you're goddamn right.
That's funny. Pickett. Basketball Viper, the floor sheet. I just added it in the chat here. That is courtesy of John Boy Beats. It is pinned in the Deposit Kingdom Discord. If anybody is not a member of the Deposit Kingdom Discord or doesn't hang out in our thread within the Deposit Kingdom Discord, we are under the shows tab, BadgeBros, multiple sports covered under there. Dooley, I respect his opinion, saying that week 5 is easily the best buy. So that's interesting too, because like if we are playing for the overall, maybe you just want to get that 5 out of the way and eat the fact that 70% of teams or whatever are advancing there, because we'll bring up his chart again.
Week 5 too.
He color scaled it for me. I mean, 7 out of 10 are advancing in week 5 there.
I love that you're using the Brown one, by the way.
Oh, I have to. He custom made the Brown scale for me. Love awful. It. It is the best, man.
There goes Kittle.
Hey, Chris G, we love you too, man. Much respect. Over alert.
Yeah. You already know, Chris. Don't even play with me.
Jonathan, this format's so fun. Nice to have everyone just going with their instincts instead of falling for years of research. Yeah, I mean, I fully agree, John.
Yes.
I fully agree, bud.
Brand new games are the best.
And I think that's why people, I mean, it's not, I don't want to be like the bearer of, I don't want to be bearish on BBM, because it's the flagship contest. Everybody loves BBM. Everybody, whatever. I think people do get a little stale and stagnant of drafting it all summer long. I mean, all the sickos are still going to get their 150 in. I'm going to do my best to get close. I won't. I say this every single year, and I go and I space it out and I get to like 75, and then I cram like, 10 or 15 in the last like 3 hours before it closes.
Yeah.
And then I know I'm
going to do that.
I know. And then you get as close to 100 as you can. Anyways, you guys are sicker than I am. I'm just a talking head out here who likes to play baseball dailies. But
I'm with you on this point though.
Yeah, like it's just, we love all the contests, but like there's something so cool about like how fired up we got for weekly winners when it first dropped, that we keep doing weekly winners Wednesdays, how fired up we get for this one when it drops. Like, oh my God, because it's reinventing the game and we're all thinking through it in tandem. And I know like these contests can't be that big the first time they drop because, they're risking so much by doing so. But I think there's going to be, I think the future of these games and these contests is less how much bigger can we get BBM, and more how many of these can we do with 100K over and over again, like 100K entries over the course of a summer.
Right. The advent of the mid stakes tournaments that they've rolled out has just been like a godsend. It's so fun to do those, and like to have the ability to contest select. Like even a year ago, man, it was like BBM or puppy, and like, oh yeah, there's also a big dog. For like, it was either BBM, little stakes, or huge stakes. That was it. There was no in between. Yeah. Now with the in between contests, and like I mentioned it off the top, just a huge hit. Letting you draft.
Oh, thanks. Okay. I just love Cortland Sutton.
Dude, he's a good pick in this format.
He's got a 9 bye week though.
You got how many Niners you got?
That's my 3rd.
Okay. Yeah, maybe after this, because like 3 out of your first 7 having bye week 9s. Yeah, maybe taper off.
Like, why is Kamara's ADP higher in this format than in BBM right now? That doesn't.
No, it's the same. It's the same.
Oh, is it?
Okay. Yeah, that's just where Kamara goes.
I'm not sure I want to have Pacheco on both these teams, but he just feels so much safer.
It's a good pick.
Okay, no, we're going to Sean.
Okay.
Okay, we zigged.
Do you have a Brown on there yet?
No,
You just
I'm just going like this guy
stacking
can get
doesn't
it
matter.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Stacking
making
is
this is gonna be a 3 quarterback team, and I'm thinking through the buys. Like that's kind of what I was thinking there.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's smart.
I'm gonna try something crazy.
I mean, I'm also doing some wacky stuff, so you better not step on my toes.
I'll try not to.
So far, my plan is like working out really well. I will say, like, I only have one running back, and fingers crossed that GME holder and Brett Boyd don't spoil my values that are coming my way. But I thought it was interesting that they used BBM for ADP for this. By the way, like the rankings, there are no like Eliminator rankings as there are weekly winners rankings. I think it's like it's definitely probably just for like the ease of the engineers, but also like what are like 5.6K entries really going to do to the BBM ADP? There's so much liquidity in that contest that like it doesn't even really matter.
Yeah. This
was
is
like
interesting.
I thought about. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Sorry. No. Finish your thought.
No, that's it. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah. Like I get this from Blake, right? Where it's like every BBM gets to a tipping point where it's like we haven't had like any crazy movement or shakeups, so it does feel kind of like similar. But I love doing the market analysis. I love what ADP chasing does with that.
Yeah.
I love like the year over year data of BBM. But I do feel what Blake feels here, where it's like if I'm sitting at home on my couch by myself right now, I'm drafting like baseball after dark or like, I'm drafting tomorrow's daytime diamond or something like that instead of BBM right now. If I'm on stream, I'm all for doing BBM because I love doing it with you guys and doing like the discourse and talking through it and, looking at the preseason stuff and whatnot. But I do get a little bit of this like, hey, there's like drafters fatigue as you go throughout the summer. But this is also interesting point. FU troll me.
I know it's a great
name. Great screen name. But like interesting point here where it's like, yeah, I would have allocated more of my funds like not to BBM if he had known this and weekly winners was coming. I don't know how you would do that on the back end. Like, is there a way? Is that advantageous for Underdog to be like, hey, we're going to have a schedule release party, like as if we're the NFL next summer. And they go, big board is from here to here. And then, puppy one is from here to here. And then BBM drops on this day. As a provider, I don't think you can do it because I think you need people to dip further into their pockets than they're comfortable with to keep playing. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure you can have this information just like, here's the schedule, right?
No, I don't think so. I mean, because so much of this is on the fly too. Like best ball is evolving like in real time. So
that's true too. Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say like what needs to be done as far as like scheduling goes. Sorry, I'm thinking through this pick here. I'm sitting at 6 wide receivers. I do want to hold true to that. But we're going to, if the tight end dead zone exists, this is the poster boy of it. And that's Pat Fryermuth.
You were setting yourself up, my friend.
Here we go.
What bye weeks the Steelers again?
6.
Yeah, I know. We just talked about it.
1 of 2, baby. 1 of 2.
1 of 2 teams in week 6.
We're feeling
Which
good.
means, in theory, one thing that we didn't talk about that is like if you cover that, right? If you cover that week 6 and you play for later in the season and do that sort of thing, one thing we didn't talk about is the scores in week 6 are inevitably going to be higher than any other week.
Yes.
Because there's more teams.
Other than the all like as far as the bye weeks go, yes.
Right.
So you do need to make sure that you're not like getting caught with your pants down on that week. I was considering too AJ Dillon, but having AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones, that feels like way too risky. What do you think? Would that have been okay?
I think it's fine. I think the draft capital is too high.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I think what we did fail at the same time too.
That's a good point too. Yeah. I mean, that doesn't sound like a man who's as bullish on Green Bay as he thought he was 5 minutes ago. But in general, I think you're right. The there's lots of good stuff going on in the chat. I will hit some more of this in a second after I make my pick at the corner here. I did see GA's comment about Corey Davis retiring. I mean, man, I feel bad for Corey Davis. Like, I wanted Corey Davis to be
Hayden
good.
put it nicely while you make this pick. Corey Davis made like 52 million over 6 years and retires at the age of 28.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean, I wish he had better run in the NFL, but
I'm gonna bitch out on my plan. I'm gonna bitch
oh, you
out.
are?
Yeah. I was gonna do double week 5 bye weeks with Gino and Deshaun and then try and push it through and then be like, we're late. But then when I'm thinking about it, my thesis doesn't make sense because I took all those 13s and 9s early.
That's right? True. That's true. Yeah.
So like, I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth with that move. I think I like Penny here. Penny doesn't feel like the right move in this format, but I think I need a running back. I think I need a running back in a good offense that's going to play. I don't know.
There's no way he gets cut, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so either, dude.
I think the preseason rotation is just fully based on, hey, we get the early guys reps in the first game, then we get the second guys reps in the next game, but we still had to have enough active, healthy bodies. So Penny got a couple extra touches with the second unit just to kind of see yourself through there. Maybe he's on the sideline clamoring like, hey, yo, Nick, let me in, right? Like maybe he's doing something like that.
Maybe they want to see this dude get tackled and make sure that he doesn't break, you know?
Yeah.
Part of that contract being $1 million is probably so much less around his skill and more so like, dude, you are never healthy. Right. So
yeah,
like here's $1 million. And if you stay healthy, guess what? Like you can pawn the Super Bowl ring for 5x your salary this year. But
yeah. That's so bad. It's so bad and factually correct. Yeah, the Corey Davis one, like, I mean, he just looked like everybody talked about like prospect pedigree and like how he was going to break the mold and he was going to be like such a game changer, you know, drafted with the 5th overall and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, your career could have gone the other way where John Ross was taken in like basically the exact same spot. I guess a couple years after, and then he just kind of faded off planet Earth, right?
You should look at yeah, that'd be a fun draft class to look at if I had like more time to
I'll bring it up in a second here.
Yeah, because like if now that you mention it, John Ross and Corey Davis in that same draft class.
Was he taken like 7th overall or something like that?
I think Ross was top 10.
They both were top 10.
Jesus, that is not see that anymore.
John Ross was 9th overall. Corey Davis was 5th overall.
What did John Ross run? Like a 4.140? Like that dude,
something like that. He broke the record. Dude, there were 3 wide receivers in the top 10 that year. Do you know who the other one was?
What year was that?
2017.
2017, there were 3. What team did he play for?
I can't tell you. Just
is it Juju?
No. It was Mike Williams.
Ah!
If I told you Chargers, you would have known right away.
Big Mike Will. Yeah, that would have been too easy.
That's why I was like, I can't tell you. But like this draft class is so crazy. Like Myles Garrett, 1st overall. Then Mitch Trubisky goes, which is like the classic, like Mitch Trubisky over top of Patrick Mahomes narrative for the rest, and Deshaun Watson, like for the rest of forever. And then Solomon Thomas, Lenny Fournette, Corey Davis, Jamal Adams, Mike Williams, Christian McCaffrey, John Ross, Patrick Mahomes, Marshawn Lattimore, and then Deshaun Watson. Like that's a fucking draft class right there. And if the Bengals take anyone other than John Ross, it's like pretty hard to screw up. And if the Bears take anyone other than Trubisky.
Oh my God, man. That draft class will go down in infamy. It's like how did we all miss on Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah. Man, there's also
we,
some,
like, obviously not us, but
Like Malik Hooker's in that first round, Marlon Humphrey's in that first round, Jonathan Allen, Adoree Jackson. Like there's some good ball players in the first round of this draft. This
That
was
was
the
a
epitome of stars and scrubs.
yeah, that's
Hassan
a
Reddick,
really good draft class.
OJ Howard,
Oh
Jared
man.
Davis. Like this is stars and scrubs through and through. Evan Ingram at 23. Jabril Peppers. Remember Jabril Peppers? Like, hey, we have no idea what position he could play. He could be safety. He could be linebacker. He could be anywhere. And then, holy shit, this is a wild draft class.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Wow.
I'm doing something kind of funky here in my running back room. I got 4 running backs so far, and they're Aaron Jones, Antonio Gibson, Jalen Warren, and Elijah Mitchell. I had to look Jalen Warren or Jamal Williams in the face. Now, to be honest, Jamal Williams is probably the better pick there. I was just kind of hoping Jamal Williams would fall back because, like, I need running back points, and he's the starter for the first 3 weeks in New Orleans, assuming Kendre Miller doesn't come out guns effing blazing, which wouldn't be too bad for my BBM bags, but I'm definitely thinking that Jamal Williams is going to be like damn near like 70% snap share first 3 weeks.
Yeah, I kind of align with that thinking until we saw Kendre look so good in the first week of preseason there. But yeah,
he's so cheap. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just bypassing this tier. There are just so many forgettable names through this grouping.
Yeah, this is
in this format.
ADP is officially out the window by round 12.
I don't have a tight end yet. Higbee feels so safe and Flory and doesn't have a bye week till week 10. Feels good.
Yeah, that's pick.
I could do something cheeky like Gainwell and Penny, but it feels so thin and unnecessary.
Yeah, especially when DeAndre Swift is going to be the bell cow.
I mean, in theory, definitely range outcomes. Dame Harris with a 13 bye week there. Maybe falls into
overlaps
touches.
with Barkley, but still good though.
Mims
or Algier.
9.
Algier doesn't overlap.
Yeah, maybe it's just Algier because of the no overlap contingency value, and he could put up a floor score each week.
It certainly seems like it. If Bijan is on the better side of that 60-40 split of like if it's higher than that, then like we're way too low on Bijan. I mean, maybe not way too low. It's hard to be way too low on a top 10 pick, but we're probably too low.
Yeah. I agree with you there. Maybe I didn't scroll down far enough. Maybe I should have just fully thrown ADP out the window there because like this team.
No, you left me somebody that I need, so that's okay.
Well, I'm thinking I would have been better off there with Kendre Miller or Jeff Wilson.
Zip it. I'm 3 picks away, dude.
Sorry. I didn't think I was going to blow the bag.
God. GameStop holder. Oh, God. Every time I see, oh, God.
What a sweat. All this green going. Brett Boy wouldn't do it to you.
Oh, dude. Brett Boy has Tyreek Hill. You do not want to overlap those week 10 buys.
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, you don't want to stack in this contest.
No, you don't want any of that.
Yeah, Josh McCaffrey saying you don't get the BBM4 burnout if you just max it in May.
That is insane.
It still breaks my mind. Actually, I haven't seen anything from you, McCaffrey. If you've posted on Twitter, apologies if I missed it or something like that. But I would love to see some of your teams that you think have the best closing line value right now, or you implement into the tools and see how much closing line value you got on a given roster right now. I mean, a lot could still change. It feels like not a lot's changing in the preseason comparative to years past. And maybe that's a good thing just in terms of like injuries and stuff like that. Maybe that's
changing in the late rounds.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, more so like last year where we had like the Dobbins injury and now all of a sudden Gus Bus is going in like the 4th round, or we had Darrell Henderson who was perennially in the 11th round, and then the Cam Akers Achilles and he goes in the third now. Like we haven't had anything like that. And I think maybe it's because the teams are getting smarter with managing it. And also, yeah, maybe just because teams are getting smarter managing it and the removal of one preseason game and some of the contact practices.
Yeah, I mean, they have definitely made changes to try to preserve player health, and sample size of this season, things, fingers crossed, knock on wood, everything is going as planned, which is
Yeah.
nice. We saw Sam Howell go at pick 140 here to the Patrick Mahomes drafter. I didn't like that.
Where was it?
Right before me.
Sam Howell, Mahomes drafter. Yeah, I mean maybe people
140
buying into that's full preseason tape, man. You get not a lot of people watch all the preseason games, right? Because
I don't.
Right, sure, yeah. I mean, like I try to watch a good portion of like the starters reps for like each game. I'll watch like the first like 8 minutes or something like that. But yeah, I don't watch all of them. I'm not, paid to do that full time or else I would. But anyways, the point being, what games from the preseason have people seen? Well, they've seen the Hall of Fame game. They've seen the Sunday Nighter from last week. And then they saw the Monday Nighter this week. And the Monday Nighter featured Sam Howell balling the F out, dotting people all over the place. And what does that mean? Well, Sam Howell now like this, named starter up to 140th overall, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And that's why I don't watch the preseason, because I know I would get too I would get too swayed by seeing 1 week of like somebody that looks good. Like it would be over for me.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here.
JT's backups. That's good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like this is evergreen though, Dooley. Like I feel this about every contest.
I just played the ADP game with Russ, but
I like this shout by Lucky. I think that Hunt to the Colts makes like too much sense.
Dude, if JT is traded and Kareem Hunt goes to the Colts, snap take, what's Kareem Hunt's ADP by the time everybody adjusts? Go.
Like 5 spots above A-Chain.
Well, A-Chain's on the move, so
125. I don't know if the market has enough time to adjust there. I think maybe he becomes like the highest riser. Like look at Zeke. Zeke goes 142. I'd way rather have so bad. I'd way rather have Kareem Hunt on the Colts than Zeke on the Pats.
Yeah, even I mean, I guess that would if the thesis is JT's gone, Kareem Hunt's there, he's gonna definitely lap Zeke, probably like 12 picks ahead of Zeke.
120. Yeah, this is so true. Yeah, I fully agree with you, Nez. Like I do think he should lap Zeke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, I'm on the clock, man.
You just hit. Sorry, I thought you saw.
No, dude, I'm stupid, remember? Alec Pierce with a week 11 bye with less overlap plays the wide receiver position.
He sure does.
I think it'd be bad to take another quarterback right now, but like some of these quarterbacks are staring me in the face. A-Chain Singletary feels like a usable weeks guy.
Singletary does.
Like just comparative to everything that's here.
Yeah, he's definitely going to see the field.
Week 7.
We all love Dameon Pierce, but he's going to see the field.
Right. Yeah. Like I really like, I mean, we've kind of been team Pierce from the jump, just in general of like how we thought he was mispriced. And we kind of aligned our school of thought with Silva at ETR and Hayden and Josh were really liking him there. And we were taking him over that Sanders grouping, or at least I was, or we talked about doing it over there. But that doesn't mean that like Devin Singletary is like invisible. Now, do you really want a second running back on a team that's a potentially bad offense? I don't know, but they play the Titans twice at the end of the season. Yeah.
I like Pierce. but
Yeah.
Singletary is gonna be out there. So
Yeah.
good for this
Here's some
contest.
good here's some good shouts. Okay, so not taking Hunt over Warren. That feels fine. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's some resistance for sure.
yeah. What about Elijah Mitchell?
That's I think I would do Elijah because also like we were talking about Hunt specifically, but Deion Jackson's going to rise as well. Evan Hall will rise as well if JT is moved. So,
Yeah.
but it does feel like one of these veteran running backs are just waiting to be signed by them. It's
Right.
Lenny or Hunt almost certainly going over there. All right. I don't want to push it. We're going to take Pickett.
That's fair. Is that your
McNasty's
second
sitting there with
quarterback or third?
my second.
Yeah, but you kind of built out the stack and you had that early in the season stack thing there.
Yeah. I need tight end depth badly. This is probably a 4 tight end team.
Yeah. I mean, here's another thing. With every team building, like we've noticed so far in our first one here and what I've seen on the internet and what you've seen, that almost everyone's kind of suggesting 3 quarterbacks and 3 tight ends is like better in here. Where's the tipping point for diminishing returns on like a 4th tight end? Well, like 4th tight end is probably good in BBM because your 4th tight end that you're grabbing is like tight end 30 or like tight end 28. Maybe it's Isaiah Likely because someone in that room is going 2 or someone's going like a stars and scrubs or maybe in an extreme outlier room someone's going like ones at the onesies positions. In this room, if everybody's taking 3, I mean, where's the diminishing return on a 4th tight end who's tight end 42?
Yo, yeah, no doubt. Like
Yeah.
if my cutoff for like me is like Hayden Hurst. Like if Hayden Hurst is gone and I'm looking at like Michael Mayer,
Yeah.
Likely, Fant, Otten, I have to be really desperate to go there. And it's usually like a third where I'm like, I have to go 3. I kind of fucked up, but Cade Otton's there. So Cade Otten, welcome to the squad.
Right. Yeah, I kind of like some of those names you mentioned though. Like Fant would be higher right now if he didn't have the surgery and then the preseason injury and then had actually been on the field and stuff like that. Like especially with JSN out now. Like what if JSN misses a couple weeks, right? Whatever. They're not jumping up and down to put fucking D Eskridge on the field, right? Oh, speaking of which, D Eskridge got arrested. He has like legal problems or something like that, didn't he?
I don't know. I haven't thought about D Eskridge since last year.
And fucking rightfully so. But like something happened with D Eskridge off the field too. I don't know. I'll look it up on the side here. But like something happened with him as well. So like who if JSN misses the first 4 weeks of the season? I'm talking myself into Noah Fant right now. Who if JSN misses like the first 3 to 4 weeks or
That's a good point. That's a good point. What I didn't know Noah Fant had all this shit that you were talking about because like I love Noah Fant, man, but he just like there's just always something going on with the dude. But anytime I see him play football, I'm like, wow, this is like one of the best tight ends in football. Right. Every time I watch him play.
Well, I mean, everybody bought into that narrative for a bit here. Like, okay, I'm gonna read you some names. All right. You tell me what sport they play. Drake Young, Cody Thompson, Cade Johnson, Spawn, EASOP.
I was gonna say hockey until you didn't know how to pronounce the dude's name.
Well, I don't know how you say that name. Winston Jr. I'm reading you the depth chart of the Seahawks wide receivers behind DK and Lockett right now. If
where's
JSN Bobo? Jake Bobo is. They have him listed as like the 8th guy in line. Oh. Justin Marshall, John Hall, yeah, Malik Flowers. D Eskridge isn't even on here anymore.
Yeah, no, he's. They're saying he's suspended in the chat. I don't know. He's a name that I'm gonna forget tomorrow.
Right.
Hopefully.
Anyways, point being. Oh baby, we are. Like this. Okay. I'm going to sell myself this pen right now. Okay?
Let's hear it.
This team right now needs usable weeks at tight end. I have Tyler Higbee as my tight end. I don't think I want to introduce the volatility of Taysom Hill to a tight end room with only Tyler Higbee.
You needed Knox.
I needed Knox. Now I'm thinking I need Hunter Henry as well.
Yes.
There's that, or there's the Kareem Hunt narrative.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt feels really risky, but like, man, this could be the time. Getting him in something like this, in a contest like this, where like nobody thinks Kareem Hunt is going to win you a league, but like, hey, he might be actually seeing the field.
Yeah, that might have been dumb. That might be a dead roster spot, which is like you just basically can't have. But if you're going to push a guy,
he could see the field. Like it's 50. It's a coin flip in my opinion right now.
Yeah,
he offers you so much more in this format than he does in BBM.
You think so?
Oh yeah. He has a chance to matter every single week here in BBM. There's no way that Kareem Hunt is like going to be a league winner. Maybe he pops off at the end of the season, but I doubt that. I think
I just bought into the indie narrative that we were spinning in the chat. I think I just fell victim. I don't know. It feels good. It feels, I don't know.
That or like,
Julie's telling me I needed Henry too. Damn it.
Are you not buying the Deuce Vaughn hype?
No.
I'm Deuce Vaughn pilled.
I know you are. I saw the baby shoes tweet. I saw.
So funny.
I mean, we went through all the, yards from scrimmage. We'll never forget why
Coach Nez is on him.
Oh, if Coach Nez is on him, we got to get
Coach Nez is taking him in like the 11th round. He showed me some of his teams. I'm like, you could have had this guy at the end of the 18th. What are you doing? And then he did, and then he's like, well, no, I did. So you look at these other three teams. I have them here too. He's like 100% exposed to Deuce Vaughn. So
I love it.
The dude just runs pure as hell. And I don't want to miss that boat. Maybe I'm mushing it, but
I like it.
I only have one tight end. Ooh.
Yeah, Hunter Henry goes there.
That sucks. There goes Hayden Harris.
Yeah, there goes Hayden
my
Harris.
team.
Yeah.
This team just died in front of my eyes, dude.
I think it's because everyone has the same mindset right now. Everybody wants 3 tight ends, and everybody wants like these safe, projectable floor tight ends at the end. I effed up by taking Kareem Hunt. I definitely should have just double tapped the Hunter Henry like my instincts suggested. Because I do feel like there is a tier break with like the Hunter Henry grouping.
Yeah,
this isn't. I'm not having. Does it?
I'm not having fun anymore.
You think you're gonna close with 4 tight ends here?
Yeah.
So you started with 6 wide receivers in the first 7 rounds.
Oh no, I'm gonna go 3-6-6-3.
3-6-6-3. Okay. Yeah. It's very interesting. This is fun. I mean, I hope I have a sneaky suspicion when they saw how much love this contest got, see how much, positive feedback and see how fast it filled, that we may wind up seeing, some derivative of this at a different price point in the future, at least fingers crossed, because I think there's a lot to unpack here, a lot to dissect, and I think it's very fun to do so. So I am holding out hope for that some of these conversations we have a little more staying power going forward. But yeah, structurally, like something that you did here, something I would try in weekly winners, something I would try in BBM, but maybe not would try in here. So I'm very interested to see how it turns out for you.
Yeah.
Like instinctually. I mean, it could be right. No, it could be right. I just mean instinctually, I wouldn't have necessarily like thought 6 wide receivers for 7 rounds. I think that's more of like a BBM style strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that might just be my broken brain.
Just trying to zig while others zag. So this is a not so fun pick, but we're gonna go. What's more important here? No, these third tight ends suck. Like it doesn't matter who I get. We're gonna go Kyron Williams.
Getting some love. He's getting some love.
Getting a lot of love.
Yep.
Getting a lot of love.
We took him the other day in that BBM together, and we talked through that a little bit.
Yeah, the fact that he's not seeing the preseason, like, I don't know, it tells me that he's clearly locked and loaded as RB2. I mean, there's no injury reporting. That's the tea leaves. I know that's what not a novel observation there, but it's cool that his ADP hasn't necessarily caught up because like Dooley is saying, like these are like definitely like the hot new late round picks. Keontae Ingram is another one who is like locked and loaded as RB2, like no questions asked.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. Well, as far as like running backs go, those are Joshua Kelly, I think has you can probably point to him and say he's the RB2, even though we're Spiller stands over here.
Yeah, we are. Here's another name we forgot when we were talking about Indy's backfield is they did sign Kenyon Drake.
Yeah. Didn't he have a couple nice games last year?
Yeah, he had a 2-touchdown game for the Ravens there.
Yeah.
I think I need another tight end. You want to talk about another buzzy camp tight end?
Ooh.
I don't know if it's necessary in this format. I haven't heard anything good about Michael Mayer. Isaiah Likely just feels like a handcuff. Zach Ertz feels toast.
He does feel toast, doesn't he? But like his corpse is gonna like catch 6 touchdowns this season.
And now I'm really torn. I guess I don't need a third quarterback when I have Watson and Dak.
I don't
that's
think
kind of what I'm thinking. That's kind of what I was thinking when that happened, where it was like I kind of feel fine like this. And I think this team could use another receiver. Baby Stevie took professional wide receiver right from under my nose.
5.
I'm gonna stick to my thesis.
There you go.
Thesis.
Early points for you.
Oh, you know what? I like that better.
Oh, switch up.
Yeah. I like that better than taking another week 9 bye. And then I just like Woods better than Jones, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's close. I like Woods.
Woods is cool, dude.
It's weird to be like.
I want Stroud to be good so badly.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I do like Josh Reynolds too.
Yeah,
but
that's a good shout.
I think that they're pretty similar though. I don't know. Reynolds will have his flashes and stuff, but he ends up like by like week 8, even I don't know, dude. Josh Reynolds just ends up like slowly disappearing from the snap share. It happens like every year. Happened last year. Like I was like, oh wow, he's got staying power, and then he just like slowly stopped showing up on the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but we got him when he mattered.
Little Colby Parkins love in the chat there.
I got a name, but I can't say it.
Yeah, you save it for when you go.
Oh yeah, there goes Reynolds to Viper. Keontae Ingram goes to Stevie.
There you go. CEH, that's an interesting one.
CEH is interesting, isn't he?
Like
they're not bringing anybody in. Like right? they clearly view him as like a decent backup running back. There's no. I really thought they would bring somebody in. There's been no smoke at all around them looking in the running back market whatsoever. So they're clearly fine.
Okay, here's a take. If it wasn't Kansas City that drafted CEH and it was insert hypothetical team.
A good team or a bad team?
I'm thinking someone who'd be drafting late in that spot, so has had recent success, but hasn't won Super Bowls.
Maybe the Bengals.
Bengals.
Well, I feel like he has to be to a team that like had opportunity available to him. By the way, the player was Durham Smythe.
Oh, there you go. First team reps with Miami. Little sneaky back end tight end move there. I like it, dude. I like it. Why not?
That was. I feel okay about leaving with Freiermuth, Fanton, Smythe. I will say that feels better. My bye weeks don't really overlap too much. The running back room is just super thin, but I'm not trying to win first. I'm trying to win 50th percentile. I don't know if this is right. There's timeshares everywhere. Like, you hear, I don't know. I
Why
don't
did the
know.
pop out? Okay, here, I'm gonna take off the overlay so everybody can see. Sorry. There you go. Okay. The bottom rounds there. Yeah, like what feels safer or what feels better in this format? Like Durham Smythe or Isaiah Likely? Well, like in BBM, it's pretty clearly that Isaiah Likely gives you the super handcuff ceiling outlier to win a tournament. Whereas like maybe Durham Smythe, like 3, 3, 8, 12, 14, 3, 2, 20 is what you need.
Like, who's more likely to score 20 points? Isaiah Likely. Who's more likely to score 5 points? Probably Durham Smythe.
Right. I don't know. Yeah, it's very interesting, like thing to think through. Maybe we're overweighting floor instantly, which
I can't wait for this contest to play out, man. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This
too.
is my second Durham Smythe team now too.
Nothing like invested in Durham Smythe.
Yeah, that can't go wrong.
Okay, what were we talking about there? Oh, the CEH. Okay, so a hypothetical scenario: the Bengals draft CEH, and let's just pretend Mixon wasn't there. It was Samaje Perine, it was Travion Williams, and then it was CEH. And then we go, whoa, look at the Bengals offense. Woo, here we go. And we start drafting CEH in the first round, all these fantasy leagues and stuff like that, right? Doesn't it feel like the Bengals as an organization would be less committed to CEH than the Chiefs would be having won?
So like are you saying it's the Super Bowl that kind of?
Yeah, like the fact that the Chiefs have won and like maybe they made this mistake in the first round. Maybe this was a bad draft pick. But like they're too proud and like embarrassed of that to admit it by like cutting him. They just go like, "Hey, like you guys don't see what goes on behind closed doors. We've won 2 Super Bowls." Right? Like he was a factor. Like he was a good member of those teams and like he stays around. Whereas if he had been drafted by like a different team, hypothetically the Bengals, as I alluded to, and he has had the career in which he has had up until this point, maybe they'd just be like, this is a cut candidate.
Yeah, if there's one thing that's for sure in the NFL, it's that we as content creators, as fans, clearly have no idea what goes on in the evaluation of a NFL running back because there are so many players where we are like, how does this guy have a job? And he's there, and not only is he on the team, but he's seeing the field. And then there's guys who are like, why aren't we have guys that we love and like, why aren't they getting the ball more? And then they just like don't. Like there are levels to playing running back at the NFL that, for right or wrong, we have trouble kind of evaluating and making calls on for usage purposes and as far as who we deem is good. And maybe we are right and coaches are just stubborn, but I like to kind of think that maybe we just don't know as much as we think. So he must be an excellent locker room presence. I'll tell you that much because that dude has done nothing on the professional football field.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just super interesting to think through, right? Yeah. Level one, get launched with Jim Irsay.
All right, I'm running behind on my
all right
on my 0 dark 30.
All right, we're going dark. He's going dark. You're supposed to go dark 9 minutes ago. He's breaking the trust right now.
I am. It's not good.
There was one thing I wanted to hit on, and whatever. I like this. You're not fifth place.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
I like it. This was my last thought, Nez. Tie a bow on it all, right?
Okay.
Maybe we're overweighting floor because you still need a quote unquote super team to win. Because if we think of how teams are going to advance, like sure, you need to advance like half, and then you got to advance, top 70%, top 80%, top whatever. There's going to be a lot of random variance as in like which weeks guys score points, right? But we are also still playing this tournament where in theory, when you get down to like the last 2 groupings of like, or like, let's take week 13, for instance, you get down to 2 groupings of 31 teams, right? Presumably all those teams are healthy. All those teams someone has shot the moon on those teams and found this year's wide receiver 12 that nobody else knew, and it was Zay Jones or Zay Flowers, like something like this. Someone who we're like putting down now. Like, are we overweighting like the condom advancing thing? And we should just be like still trying to win a contest?
Right? Like, why can't zero RB work in this? And why can't it work really well? Why can't it work really well? You just have to like barely survive. And
because in a vacuum, all these contests are the same. You have to just be like perfect at the end. Right?
At the end of it all, you still have to come with a good team. And like you said with weekly winners, right? When you were breaking down weekly winners, and you're like thinking about like chalk in traditional DFS. There's chalk. There's even the chalk. Chalk's even harder in cash.
Yeah, it's true.
So why can't
the chalk is
the
work
chalk a little bit here?
Where it's like worth like to reset that point. Like the chalk is worth so much more in cash because everybody played the chalk because everybody knew it was good chalk.
Exactly.
Anyways, oh my god. Yeah, that's fun. All right, Nez is shutting it off. He's getting dark right now. Best of luck to everybody playing in the MLB streets tonight. We will be back tomorrow on the Underdog Unhinged HQ channel. Underdog HQ channel. Link in the bio below. Top link there. We will then address. The people have been silent on it, but we will address the Bryce Harper situation. We have to wait till tomorrow, Chip. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Appreciate everyone joining us for what looks to be like our only two eliminators. But hopefully we get a little more in the future here. Behalf of Nez and myself, we're the BadgeBros. Everybody's favorite time of the show. The end. Peace.